Let's kill that bass head. Alright, let's do this. I'm on the air, we got this pockets flow. It's me and Tony on the mics, we gotta let you know of current events, little gaming, sprinkle in some entertainment. We stay humble, but our moms still think we're famous. Turn up the bass and baby, maybe let that magic flow. Our spoken word is all the things you really wanna know. Having a good time on the show, T-Bows and Matty G. Tune in and hit subscribe and join us on the FAPs.
Welcome back, everybody. To the God damn it.
I kept it.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Freaking Awesome Podcast. I am your host, Anthony Bose, and this cornhole sitting next to me is Matty G.
Hey.
How you doing today, buddy?
Not too bad, man. Not too bad. It's oh man, have you hit the Christmas
shit,
craziness
you got a man
yet?
bun happening back there?
What's that?
You got a man bun happening back there?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my god, I don't think I've ever seen your hair so long.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, holy jeez. Wow, you kind of look like Mo from the Three Stooges.
Harry, I took care of it.
That's the wrong Mo, but
no, I was doing this bowl cut from Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey's, right?
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, let's say happy Movember. As we can tell, I'm sporting a little bit of different facial hair. I'm doing a classic from the 1800s, of course, but a little bit short from a Captain Price. But
I started this in April. No. I can actually grow a pretty good beard. So.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, yours looks fantastic. Like I said, you got to get an American Blazing Eagle shirt. You got to cut the sleeves off. Right. You need a big old pair of aviators.
Oh,
and a beer in your hand.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I mean, definitely having a beer in the hand would be nice at this time of the evening, but I'm trying to stay nice and clean and sober for the show, right? So
me too. I sniff NyQuil.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm it's really funny because when I chose this, so little backstory here, my wife was saying, hey, I'm surprised you're not doing anything for Movember this year. And I said, kind of if I'm going to do it.
You should see my downstairs.
But I want to do something a little crazy and a little wild. But, she said, you should kind of have fun with it. Let me tell you, the moment I came out from shaving, she instantly regrets saying it. Because, I figured if you're going to do something, make sure you do something that is going to be bizarre, right? Because, I mean, everybody does a Movember, and it's just like, here's the porn stash or whatever it's going to be. So I was doing something a little bit more unique than that. And this kind of really go back to the Major General Ambers from
Dum Dum Dugan.
Yeah, no, Ambrose Burnside. So he was the Civil War general who major, I should say, who basically had coined or where the phrase sideburns came from.
Nice.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah. General Burnside. Yeah, that was a trivia question, actually.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's really cool. I didn't know that. So and then of course I modified that, and I came out and originally called it the General Lee, and I was just like, nah, it's a little bit more specific, but yeah.
Dude, okay, I have to ask you this: have you ever shaved your butt or your butthole before?
That's a hard no.
Okay, that's fair. I have. Pants feel so weird after.
Are we talking?
It changes your life.
Your butthole.
I just shaved it all. I mean, if you're already down there, you might as well finish the job. You know me, I don't like to have anything happen.
Oh, look, we've got questions already.
Yeah, no, it's weird. It's like everything feels cold and slippery. No, I shouldn't. That's a really bad way to describe it. Not slippery. Have you ever wore silk underwear?
Also, that's a hard no.
Really?
Wow,
yes. Man, you haven't lived.
Once when I was younger, and it was extremely hot, and I was just like, no way. Okay, I'm already hot. I'm like one of those people who runs hot all the time,
Yeah.
no matter what. So the only time I'm ever cold is if it's like I'm sick. And
Does Kelly like always snuggle up to you because you're a heater?
pretty much. But I mean, I always
Yeah.
find that she's hotter than I am, but I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. You're both heaters.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the heater. Ashley's cold.
You're the heater, are you? Yeah.
Yeah, I run hot all the time too.
Yeah. Like was on that. What do you mean hard to that? No, it's hard. That's a never no.
Oh man. Yep. Figured I'd get that.
That's right.
Whatever.
Diane. Matt shows a little too much information sometimes, but he is an open book. That's the beautiful thing about working with
Hey
Matt.
man, it's 2020.
It is, right? Everything is game apparently in 2020. No bets are off.
What an intro.
Yeah.
What do you got for articles, man?
You know I kind of want to keep going on this one before we jump in the articles. So why did you shave your ass?
Well,
bunch of like poop stuck back there that you're just like, it's like
no,
it's
never been about that. It's just I find that I just, why did I actually? That's a great question.
Freeing as a shortly shaved scrotum.
Yeah, it's I you know what? Okay, looking back, now that I think about it, I was just like, well, it works for the front. Let's that was seriously
through.
Yeah, there was no like special. It's like, oh, I've been working out at the gym lately and I've been nude a lot more. Like it wasn't like it was just like, hey, let's give it a shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can honestly say I don't think that's ever really crossed my mind.
No.
Like I'm gonna shave all this shit down. You know? And I'm a pretty hairy guy, right? Like, I mean, this is only generally like a couple days growth. Like
yeah, you grow a good beard.
Yeah. So it is.
And you got pretty decently hairy arms too, I think, right?
Yeah, like it's head to toe.
Yeah.
It is a veritable force down there.
Nice. Mine, it's funny, like I don't know. I'm not like a super hairy guy. Like this is as long as that's about as long as my arms hair gets. So it's there, but it's not.
So what you're saying is that it would be quite easy for you to be one of those lady boys.
Well, I mean, yeah, especially when I shave my butt. Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I was more aerodynamic for a couple weeks.
You do this just to shave like a microsecond off your running time. Oh, the things your wife could tell us.
Yes, actually, throw Beth's comment because that is what has deterred me from ever doing it again, actually.
Oh, yes, that's true. Yeah. So, yep, I would definitely, I can only imagine, like I when I shave the back of my neck or something like that, and at first it's kind of like, oh, it's really cold. And then within a couple of days, you're like, oh, it's starting to get a little itchy back there. And yeah, so I can only imagine what it would be like to do your ass. Like, and you must be walking around scratching your ass constantly.
Like the first 2 days, it's like, hey, this is weird. Like
you're like,
whoa, it
feels
like weird. Yeah, it actually feels kind of nice. And then it starts to grow back, and you're like, dude, it's like when you like you squint your own butt together to itch your own butt. It's like that constantly. Like, dude, I thought you don't know.
What is itchy? You just scratch it. Like
what?
Yes.
You've never just dragged your ass across the carpet before?
That's generally worms, and that's what dogs do.
I don't think I have worms. How do you know?
You know what? You're gonna have to hold a flashlight up to your butt at night.
Dude, no word of a lie. Okay, is this an old wives' tale? I heard that if you have worms, like the way they used to get them out of you is they would dangle meat in the back of your throat. Is that true?
So that is tapeworms. That's not butt worms.
Is that a real thing?
Yes. Yeah.
That's so fucked up.
And you have to be really careful that when you get it and you grab it, that you don't break it. Right? It's got to be like a full and there are videos out there you could see it where they just pull like miles of tapeworm out of people.
That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. No, fuck that.
Yeah.
Trees are good.
Yeah.
Fair point.
So, yeah. But yeah, so hopefully you don't have any type of worm, especially
I don't know. I was just playing stupid. I know.
Right? Excellent. So of course, just to digress a little here, we're talking about a little bit about Movember, and I'm assuming at this point everybody knows what Movember is. But if they don't, it is an annual event that involves, growing mustaches during the month of November, basically to raise awareness for men's health issues, such as prostate cancer, testicular cancer, and men's suicide. So all good proceeds, of course, all proceeds go towards these charities and research towards them, and of course that awareness, and it's all very, very important stuff, because when we get into the holidays, especially, is when a lot of people start getting. So people who are suffering from mental health end up generally being a lot worse over those Christmas holidays, and so I think what a lot of people forget about when they get into the Christmas spirit. 2020 might be a little bit different this year, but a lot of people are getting into the Christmas spirit, and they forget there's actually a lot of people who are alone and a lot of people who suffer from depression during this time. So,
after that speech, I'm one of them now.
Yeah, right.
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. A lot of people suffer from SADS and don't even realize it, and the days get shorter, and you don't get as much sun, and you can't barbecue anymore, and on top of that, everybody's hibernating from COVID. So it's make sure that if you're going through a tough time, reach out. And so.
Yeah, for sure. There's always people out there that are willing to talk, family members willing to help. If you don't have family members, there are lots of phone numbers. And of course, you could always go to the Movember.com and see their resources as well.
Yeah. If you're lonely, worst case scenario, just make a hair doll of your neighbor and talk to that.
Or apparently out of Matt's butt hair.
maybe
we could just get you shaving them off, making little dolls and
eBay, here I come.
It's a new Etsy store by Matt.
Yeah. Dude, imagine the therapy I would offer people. I should do a hotline.
I feel like there is some therapy you might have to go through if you're shaving dolls.
I promise you I'm fully qualified.
All right. All right, so let's get on to the news.
Yeah, man. Do you want to start?
Yeah, sure.
Or me?
It's
your call.
This one. Yeah, no, I don't really start often. So this one was actually really funny. This is an article from, of course, good old US of A. And this is regarding that. Well, let's just get into the title. It says, "Woman poses as FBI agent to fetch free Chick-fil-A."
Oh my God, that was actually one of mine. So
was it really?
Yeah, I should have went first. Damn it! All right, no, it's a good article.
I got some backup. So why don't you do it?
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah. That's
okay. All right.
Yeah, it was a good one. Right. So yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, exactly what you said. Good old US of A. Right. A Georgia woman faces charges after police say she posed as a federal agent and demanded free food from employees at a local Chick-fil-A. Kimberly Ragsdale, 47, was arrested and charged with impersonating a public officer after employees dialed 911 following her latest attempt to score a complimentary meal. She was booked on November 5th into the Polk County Jail and released on $3,000 US bail after a 2-day stint behind bars. Authorities said Ragsdale kept up the ruse even as she was being arrested on Thursday, at one point pretending to talk into a radio, supposedly hidden under her shirt, urging FBI to send backup.
Like even when the gig is up, right?
Just keep
going. Like the dedication to the character, let me tell you, that's gotta be the best chicken in the world.
You got it. Yeah, they're on me. They're on me. So
backup. I need backup.
The chicken has left the cage. The chicken has left the cage.
Oh my goodness. So.
Oh man, that's too funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So and apparently it wasn't like the first time that this happened. This was like she had been trying it all week.
Yeah, yeah.
And then finally she got busted for it. So
So, you know what it doesn't say in the article, though, is even though she had been trying all week, was it at the same location?
I think so.
Because that even makes it even more ridiculous at that point, right? Because it's like, okay, so this didn't work for you on any other thing, and now you're coming in as an FBI agent, right? So what have you done in the past that just makes it absolutely ridiculous?
Oh, actually, I'm glad I clipped this. So it said Officer Turner said Ragsdale had been trying to score free meals at the restaurant all week and threatened to arrest employees who refused. So I think it was the same restaurant.
That just goes to a whole new level of stupid. But
I just did the
You know the funny thing-
cojones to carry it out.
and then of
You
course
know.
you see the image of her, and there is nothing about her that looks like the epitome of health of what should be an FBI agent. Maybe it's a desk position. I don't
Well,
know.
apparently they asked her for ID and she said it's electronic only.
Yeah, that's right. That says she knew someone who basically had a cop badge from Halloween and kept using it to get free coffee.
That's genius.
Right?
That's genius.
I think that was
like
the other
it.
thing in the article, that it said something about how even though the police do appreciate a free meal and or discount, they'll never demand it.
Dude, that's like my McDonald's trick. Did I ever tell you my McDonald's trick?
No.
Okay. I've
Well,
only done it
Is
like
this the one in drive-through where you just pull up and take someone's food?
no.
Oh,
So
okay.
this works every time. And I've only used this like maybe 11 to 16 times in college. So basically what happens is their systems, something gets fucked up when you change an order at the window. And so I don't know exactly what happens, but you always end up with free food. So you order and then you go to the window and you make a slight change, whatever it may be, and whatever you've changed, it's always free. Always. And I've tried this like multiple times and multiple locations.
Now, do you have to wait for a busy day for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. No, it didn't seem like it was too crazy.
So when I was young, I used to work at McDonald's, so I kind of know how the process works, and I can only imagine the reasoning behind it is because the person at the first booth that takes your money and changes the order sometimes doesn't communicate it to the next person, so they're hoping they're looking at the screen, except for the person's already cleared off the screen.
Yeah.
So they're just like, oh, whatever, I'll just put the new.
Okay. See, that would make sense why it works.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So I don't know if it's just was complete fluke dumb luck. Yeah. Obviously, I haven't done that. Like this was like college, man. I'm not poor anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, it worked.
That's funny.
So.
All right, so I guess I gotta bring up another article here then, since we've passed that one away to you. Let's see, we have man banned from Yellowstone for trying to cook his chicken in the hot spring.
Oh my God, this is great.
Right? So food and smoking are not allowed, of course, near the thermal areas of Yellowstone National Park. However, a man had been banned in the USA's national park for trying to cook chicken out of the hot spring. The park rangers were alerted to an incident they were alerted to an incident last week when they realized the reports about a group of hikers towards Shushan Geyser Basin with cooking pots. The ranger approached the group and discovered there was 2 whole chickens in a burlap sack sitting in the hot spring with a cooking pot nearby. The man from Idaho, who was part of the group of 10, was called for foot travel in the thermal area and was also ordered to appear in the Mammoth Hot Spring court. He basically had pled guilty to the charges and was sentenced to 2 years unsupervised probation and a $600 fine. I guess when you got to have chicken, you got to have chicken, as we're learning from even the last article.
Dude, that's crazy. Like, I'm pretty sure that those like the caldera and all that, I'm pretty sure that it seeps like sulfur and poisonous gas as well on top of like the thermal springs. So like you're not supposed to be down there for a reason.
Yeah. Well, and also just for like the harm it can cause you, right? I mean, the stream burns, like the temperatures that come out of those things. And then they also say something about, like even small stones and stuff can block the vents of the geyser and create another path for it to go to. So it can harm other people. So it's definitely something you don't do.
Yeah, I bet you that would singe your ass hair right off.
If you have it.
I set you
Right,
up.
Matt?
And that was called an alley-oop, my friend.
Lamb.
Dude, that's nuts. I love chicken. Don't get me wrong. I think I eat more chicken than any other protein, but I don't think I'd ever want it that bad.
Yeah. Guys are chicken. Hey,
Yeah.
that sounds like something totally up your alley.
Yeah, guys are chicken. I love it.
Chicken. Yeah.
That's great,
right.
man.
What else you got?
I don't know if you covered this one or have come across this, but parents name daughter after internet provider to net free Wi-Fi for 18 years.
So
have you come across this?
Saw that. I do not think I've covered that one in your absence. I think
Okay.
that was something that we had to talk about.
Yeah, so this was like kind of last week of October, but I saw it. I'm like, oh, we get, it's right up my alley, being a nerd. And so so a couple from Switzerland named their daughter after their internet service provider following a company promotion offering 18 years of free service. According to NPR, Blick, the internet provider Wi-Fi, promised free Wi-Fi for 18 years to any family that named their child Twyfia. No, what is it? Twyfia or Twyfias?
Twyfia, isn't it? Twyfia or Twyfia.
Well, if it's Twyfi, you would think it'd be Twyfia.
Twyfia, maybe, yeah.
Or Twyfias.
Weird about that, right? Like when you.
It's right, Twyfia. That's I hate that. I hate it.
I think Twyfia is just as bad.
Yeah. Yeah, true. At first, the anonymous Swiss couple, 30 and 35, reportedly dismissed it as a joke. However, the more the dad thought about it, the more it began to sound like a unique moniker. Mm-hmm. The longer I thought about it, the more unique the name became for me, and he probably thought of the savings. He told a local newspaper, "There are much worse names, and the more often that we said Twyfia, the heartier the name sounded." The savings from not paying the internet each month will reportedly go into a specialized account for their daughter to use it when she turns 18.
And so, I think, like, okay, that's worth it, right? The money you save from Wi-Fi. I mean, if you think a lot of people, spend anywhere between $45 to $150 for an internet package, right? Like,
yeah,
that's a lot of savings over 18 years.
Dude, if you put that on an RESP, like that's paying for university.
Right. And the other catch is, if I remember correctly, it was her middle name. So they made it so.
Yeah. So I was going to, so that was my last little sentence, however. And the last sentence was, however, he did note that Twyfi is the girl's middle name, not her first, which still counts for the free Wi-Fi option. So I just thought that was kind of, fuck, if that was her first name, I don't think I could do it. That's not worth the $150 a month.
Let me tell you,
Wi-Fi is terrible.
Change her name when she becomes 18.
Well, yeah.
I don't think it's that expensive to change your name.
But dude, like, she'd have to live 18 years with that name.
Yeah, right. It's
right?
just not worth it. Not worth it.
That's not going to pay for that. That won't even cover the therapy bills.
I was going to say the psychological would be like just crazy, right?
Yeah. So Dovahkiin.
Saw their son Dovahkiin.
That's dope. Okay, see, I would totally do that.
So on that theory, I was actually listening to a radio where they were going over the top 5 names that multiple people named their children in 2020 that were just absolutely bizarre. And the weirdest one out of all of that was oh my god, it was I think it was called it was that's what it was. It was Infant Boy. All one word.
What the fuck?
So, there was like rare, like Disney princess ones. There was Ariel, there was Cinderella, there was all these like weird things, but someone had named their child. There was no, it had to be a minimum of at least 5 people had named their children this.
Infant Boy.
The weird, and 5 people had named their children Infant Boy. All one word.
Dude, that's terrible.
The other one was Prince Charles, all one word.
Hi, I'm Matt Guy, and this is my son Boner Farts.
Right?
Like, that's like Who's gonna take anyone seriously?
Right?
Oh my
So,
God,
it's
man.
really strange because my daughter has an odd name, and it was just the spelling that we decided it was from a little area in Hawaii versus the regular spelling of it. But it's one of those things that you kind of really think of, and I'm hoping other parents put a lot of thought into when they make their children's name, because of course they do have to live with it, right? And or they've got a second name that sometimes they'll change it over to a second name and go with their middle name. My father being one of them, went with his middle name, and not for odd reasons like it was a weird name. It was just that his uncle had the same name, and
Hmm.
the mail got mixed up all the time. So,
Ah,
and because they lived in the same region. So, but there are so many people that are just using like really off the wall names out there nowadays, and I just don't understand the mentality behind it. Right? There's celebrities that are naming their children like fruits, and just like what is going on here?
yeah. Man, it's weird. I like I remember, do you remember there was like that period of time? It was like maybe 5 years, and every kid's name rhymed with Aiden. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, it was like probably about, I would say, 10 years ago now.
Really?
And like every kid, every parent of every friend, it was like Jaden, Braden, Caden, Aiden, Layden, Aiden.
Weird.
Yeah.
No, I definitely don't remember that.
Oh yeah, yeah. So it's like weird, these phases. And at that time, um when we were actually, well, yeah, because 12 years ago, I mean, Adam's 12, right? So and we went with Adam because we were like, when he grows up, people are gonna be like, Adam, that's exotic. And sure enough, there's
Because it
no
was
other
adorable.
Adams. Yeah, he knows no other Adams,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah. It's true. So,
Adam's name is almost Fox, though.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I wanted to name him Fox Guy. It sounds awesome to
yeah.
me.
It's like the
Ashley
opposite of Guy
fucking
Fawkes.
hated it.
Well, it depends if you want to go with the historical of Guy Fawkes, right? And the gunpowder treason and plot.
Yeah.
It and of course it's super funny because then when he goes off to university and all these other things, it's always labeled on like the transcripts, or even most schools, it's last name first, so then it would be like Guy Fawkes.
Guy Fawkes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool.
yeah,
But nope. Ashley beat me with a
kibosh that one
spatula,
quick.
and yep.
Yeah.
And Adam it was.
Fair enough. Thank God she's there to just curb some of your enthusiasm on things.
It's probably for the best. She's definitely my better half.
Yeah, yeah. I know. I see and hear some of this shit that comes out of your mouth, and I gotta tell you, there's a really good thing that she's
She's my filter. My filter's broken, and she's it. So
yeah,
it's a good thing.
Where was she earlier? All right.
Yeah.
So my next article is the title says, "Bride sends angry email about wedding dress, then realizes her hilarious mistake." So
Oh.
yeah, exactly. So basically, what happened is this woman had ordered a dress online, and when it arrived, the bride to be from Kentucky was so upset and realized that it looked nothing like what she'd ordered. So this young lady from Louisville shot off an angry email to the company that she'd ordered the dress from. 2 weeks ago, and this is quoted, 2 weeks ago, my wedding dress came in. I was really upset about the look of it, and I sent an angry email to the company wanting to return it, telling them it looked nothing like what I had ordered. To prove her point, she basically shared photos of herself trying out the dress, and sent pictures as well, and said it looked unfinished and untidy, and it was like a far cry from the product that she'd ordered.
Mm-hmm.
She got and if you look at the dress, it's it's not the nicest. It definitely isn't flattering, but I think I've seen worse, right?
Yeah.
Uh, she gets an email back from the company, who had, of course, then looked at the images saying, "You've put the dress on inside out." So when you
Please tell me that's all the email said.
so because of course she sent photos, right? And then of course later she showed the photo of what it really looked like, and it is literally night and day of this particular dress. But when you first look at it, I'm just like, I've seen worse. I mean, I've seen people wear something that's just short of a garbage bag, but this looks like it's just baggy in all the wrong areas. And when I first looked at it, I was like, is there some way that she's possibly wearing it backwards? And yeah, to find out that it was inside out. Really funny.
That's good.
Yeah.
Was it really nice after?
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's so funny, man.
Yeah. The things people do.
We've all done it.
Yep. Always quick to blame though.
So I know.
Yeah.
It's shirts with a logo on the chest, directly in the center of the chest. You never know if it's supposed to go front or backwards.
Yeah.
I find.
It's
right. Unless it's on this, like if it's up on the side here,
yeah,
you know. But if it's in the center, you never know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's true because lots of people have like logos and stuff on the back, right?
Exactly.
I think it really depends on the logo. I mean, everybody knows that if it's a superhero logo, it's dead in the chest, right? And,
yeah.
And it's actually really funny because it always makes me think of the Punisher logo. And the reason that was there, and the same with Batman, is basically to prevent people from shooting them in the head.
Dude, honestly, I just started. I only buy shirts now that says "Put your finger in my butt" with an arrow, so then I know which way they go.
You're getting that shirt for Christmas. Oh boy.
This is the butt episode. This is the weird butt episode.
This is going to be known as Matt's ass.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy. All right.
Oh, that's great.
Clearly, it was worth waking up today.
Yep, absolutely. It's a good day. Yeah, I mean, well, I got some topics that I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
So the first one, I don't know if you saw this, and it's not really an article, it's just something that happened, but PS5 and Xbox Series X launched. So they're both yesterday and today.
This is the first one, I think, ever, isn't it, that has launched simultaneously in the same year?
Yeah, like together.
Yeah, exactly. Because normally it's staggered by months, like half year. But this one, they were really going in direct competition with each other. I got to tell you, I have looked at the form factor on both of these, and it's nothing to write home about. Like, they used to really put a lot of work and time into making the next sleekest, sexiest looking, console. They both just look like a router.
Yeah, I mean, they're both chunky boys. Like, it's funny because I personally think that the PS5 design is really sleek and modern, and it looks from the future.
Yes.
But then you see it beside somebody and you realize that it's literally, 1.5 feet tall, and 6 inches wide. And like, it's a freaking mammoth. It's like a small computer.
Yeah.
So, and it kind of, it is, I like the design of it, but the Xbox is funny because it's literally just a rectangle.
Yes, exactly. They didn't cut corners off of it or make it sleek in any way. It's just, here's a box.
It's kind of funny though. So people who got the early reviews, because of the way that the Xbox's fan is oriented and the way that it blows, you can put a ping pong ball on the top and it'll float in midair. So it looks pretty awesome.
The PlayStation?
No, the Xbox.
On the Xbox. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Apparently there's Beth saying it overheats really bad.
Oh, geez.
Which is not uncommon for Xbox, right? Like, you think they would have sorted that out after the whole Red Rings of Death after all those years.
Oh, she might be talking about the PS5 though.
Oh, it's possible.
Because I heard that the PS5 overheated.
Oh,
Beth, okay. You'll have to let us know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think you're talking about the PS5 though, because I've heard that.
Yes, I think that's what she's got. Yep, the PS5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, here's the thing. This is something PlayStation does every console. They make it chunky, they slim it down within 2 years or a year. They resell the next they basically
you got to buy the slim model.
And then they try to basically like, oh, we'll give you an amazing deal on your old one to trade it in for this slim model. And then the circle just goes round and round and round. And don't get me wrong, I'm a huge PlayStation fan. I've been PlayStation from the get-go, right from the beginning. I've always enjoyed it. I don't think PS4 has been around long enough to be at its end of life. I think this is just you know what? We're putting out a new system. Within 2 years, we can shut down all the servers. There's another piece of junk gone, right? Like and it's just a big money grab, because as far as I'm aware, PlayStation 4 had not had an abundance of problems. Like I feel like it was, PlayStation 2 was the best. It came out at a pretty steep price, but it would have just kept on going. Like I never heard of a single error with PlayStation 2.
Yeah, it was
Like,
well, that's the most sold console of all time, actually.
yes, exactly.
PlayStation 2. So
And people ended up keeping them, right? Because it was like they just worked. There was never
Yeah.
an issue with them until they just eventually phased it out. And there was always some upgrades for the 2, even to the point where they made an online adapter for it. So it was online available, because it started off that it wasn't. And I think they really had something, but then it just kind of, this is where I find companies start getting a little bit greedy, right? Like you come out with a great system, and instead of investing that time into software updates or into good games,
Mhm.
they've got to come out with a new system that's marginally better than the last one.
Yeah. Well, it's just so interesting, and the way that things were running before, and I don't know if you're going to see that as much this time around, is they seem to leapfrog each other. So it was, basically PlayStation 4 and Xbox, and then PlayStation put out the PS4 Pro. So then Xbox was like, oh, we're going to release the Series X, right? That was a little bit better. And they kind of trade blows that way over time. But with them releasing in parallel, it's going to be really interesting to see the life cycle of these consoles. Because there's no, you know what I mean? There's no real, they're both going to be watching each other for who's going to shoot first.
Yeah.
And because it's a lot of it, most of the time these manufacturers actually take a loss on the console itself and then make up for it in their exclusive games, right? They make the money off the games.
This is where PlayStation really excels, right? Because they really push to have exclusive games.
Yep.
Now, one thing that Xbox goes in Xbox favor, because it's Microsoft, they end up getting early releases over PlayStation. Right?
Yeah.
So when the Call of Duty series comes out, Microsoft buys it up real quick so that they get the week early release.
Well, and earlier this year, Microsoft bought Bethesda.
Yes, exactly.
So
now they've got their own gaming company, right? Like on top of that,
software company, right, for exclusives. So it's going to be really interesting. But I was watching Twitter today, and honestly, they were both congratulating each other. There was no warring or anything like that. They released Jax playing the saxophone from Mortal Kombat and doing his friendship move. I thought that was kind of cool, right? So
like that.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a good run, man. I mean, it's gonna be definitely. I was on EB site today because they were doing pre-sales, and just to see, you know what I mean, what I could, if I could get one.
Yeah.
Dude, their site crashed so fast. It was like a narcoleptic hailing a cab. It was just like straight down. So
wow.
Yeah, man, it was
I was gonna say, like, is one of these sitting in your living room right now?
No. I wouldn't do that. I just wanted to see, how fast this site crashed, and it was almost instant.
Yeah.
That's
crazy. So I also have an article that I thought was very interesting, and especially because the deadline's coming up on this. Like, it's instantly, I'm like, I know Matt's gonna finish this episode, hang up really quick, and sign up for this.
Ooh.
So you ready?
Yeah.
This isn't like a hilarious thing. This is really just technology, and this is a very interesting article. So a company is offering $9,000 for someone to browse the internet.
I'm in.
Right? So, a Norwegian makers of the internet browser Opera announced that they're offering $9,000 payday for 2 weeks dream job browsing the internet for fun. The company says that they've basically selected a personal browser to spend 2 weeks performing online activities such as hunting for memes, watching cute baby animal videos, and researching unusual topics while live streaming the experience on Opera's social media channels. It might seem like a joke, but it's actually real. They intend on hiring a person to just surf and basically collect cash. The beautiful thing is, all you have to do is post a 15 to 60 second video talking about your most relevant browsing moment of your life, kind of thing, or something
Pornhub.
funny or off.
Pornhub.
Odd. Porno. Right.
Instant. No.
So, but it could be like a funny incident or a dead serious, revelation or something that the company said. So applicants are being accepted through till November 13th. Now, if you go to their site, though, it states differently and that they will accept to the 18th. So I would go with their site probably over the article. But you've got basically until next Wednesday if you want to earn $9,000 to basically surf the internet.
I'm in.
Right? I'm just like, how would you not want to sign this up? Now, you do have to do it live streaming. You got to be social kind of aware. And I mean, now, I don't know. Do you have to do this for 2 weeks solid, like 8-hour days?
Yeah, see, then that's a job at that point.
Job.
It's just a high-paying job.
Yes.
But
like $9,000 for 2 weeks work? Hell yeah.
Yeah, take it. Take it.
Exactly. So
that's crazy, man. Well, I'm gonna sign up for that and I'll let you know. Hey.
Well, Diane says browsing the internet is painful. It depends. Yeah, it depends on what you're browsing for.
Like, how did you break it? How did you break our browser?
Beth, it'll be all cat videos. It's
all cats all the time.
You get sucked into cuddly pet videos for some reason, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Like you're just kind of waiting for the next hilarious moment or something, but it's like this sense of relaxation. I'm sure it like releases dopamines or something into your brain. And you're just like, pets.
Dude, I wonder what the guidelines are.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely worth going and checking out the site. So
I'm checking it out.
Yeah. It's I'm trying to think what their it's just on Opera. If you just go to our website. Yep, job.
I've actually used, and just to kind of throw some stuff out there, I love the marketing tactic. It's definitely different and very cool. But I've used the Opera browser, and it's actually a pretty decent browser.
I used a little bit. It just wasn't, I guess, what I was used to. So I kind of went back to what I was using. So.
It used to be Sony's default. And all Sony products used to use Opera.
Yeah,
I think they own the stake in it or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
That's possible.
So
yeah, for sure.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah. What else you got?
Well, I figured we'd talk about what you binging. What you binging? What's hot lately?
I'm doing something a little abnormal. I'm watching a show that is called Paranormal on Netflix. It's a dubbed. I think it's actually shot in maybe India. It's basically about this guy who, when he was young, encountered a ghost of a young girl who, of course, he thought was real, and all the kids in his family thought were real. So they kind of played with her and all those things. And then something weird happens, and eventually the ghost is trying to tempt him to jump off a roof and basically kill himself so that he could be with her. And as he grows up, he's now still seeing her as a grown man, and weird things are starting to happen, and it's starting to suck him into the paranormal universe of like the bizarre. And it's quite interesting. I think it might be made by the creators of Dark, but it's a Netflix original. It's a little dry to kind of get into, and you do of course get past the dubbing, because it's kind of like hearing some of the things they say. It's like watching an anime, just the way they talk, or the script is. But there's also something in that I don't know, it just seems to kind of keep me coming back. So kind of like Dark. Have you ever seen the series Dark? It starts off almost dry, but just enough interest to kind of keep you going to the next episode, and then it just goes off the hook crazy, and then you get sucked into the world, and you're just like, wow, I can't wait for the next season. So that's a really good one to binge on, is Dark.
Nice, man. Yeah, we haven't been binging. I mean, Ashley's been watching Chicago Fire. I don't know if you ever heard of that. So
the which one? Sorry.
Chicago Fire.
No, I haven't.
Both Chicago firefighters, essentially.
Yeah.
And like paramedics and stuff like that. So she's been watching that. I haven't been watching that, but I want to watch Queen's Gambit. Have you heard of this?
You know what? My daughter was telling me that she watched it, and it's actually really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks amazing, and I've heard really good things so far. And a couple folks at work have watched it. So Yeah.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right, sweet. I think it's a mini series, so yeah, let's maybe we'll watch it and we can talk about it on one of the upcoming episodes, because I've heard just great things, and it's on the top 10 in Canada. I think it's number 1 actually. So
yeah, I think it is. Right.
But recently we watched New Mutants, the X-Men spinoff. There.
What do you think of it? I haven't seen it yet.
I liked it. It's not the X-Men movie you would expect.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's nothing like. It's Marvel branded, but it's nothing like, it almost has a bit of a horror spin.
Yeah, I was gonna say from the trailers, it looks like it's a little bit more of that horror based or psychological thriller, because you're kind of wondering why these kids are locked in a hospital.
Yeah. So, but I wouldn't say like 10 out of 10, but I would say like 7.5, like definitely worth watching. And I liked it. I'm not going to give anything away because it is fairly new, but I thought it was definitely worth watching. So
awesome. I'll definitely check it out. Diane says yes, New Mutants. Apparently another fan out there. Not to bypass, of course. Beth actually had a really good idea. Was asking each other the questions list. We've never actually done that, have we?
No, we actually haven't.
No. Do you want to end the episode and we'll do that? We could do a quick 20, and we'll ask. You read the question off, and we both give our answer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that.
Yeah, because you don't have the list with you, right?
I don't. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well. I'll do you first.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Well, like I said,
ready?
why don't you just read it out and we both say our answers?
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. Sounds good.
All right. What made-up word would you register into the English language? What's yours?
Frag.
Frack? That's a real word.
Not frack. Frag. It's kind of like a FR and then a whole bunch of like A's and a G and an H. Frag.
Nice. Okay, what does that even mean?
You know, like when you're frustrated, you're like, but you can't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Mine is discombobulated a word?
It is officially a word now. Yeah.
Fuck. Because that's the one I use the most.
So you should use yeah. Yeah. It's also good for when you're stretching. Yeah, no, discombobulated is one I've always used, but I think it is officially a word nowadays. We should get a fact checker on that. Oh, damn. Where is Alex on that?
Because that is totally my go-to.
Okay.
That's the one I usually use. Yeah.
Okay, let's go for the next.
What is the scariest dream you can remember?
E.T. Yeah, we've all
had a dream.
Yeah. Remember, I for 12 years I had the same dream.
That's the one?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I have had some weird dreams. I've had zombie dreams. I've had dismemberment dreams. I've had, those falling and stuff. Sorry, you know what? There's two. That is the longest one. The scariest dream I can still remember to this day. Literally scared the bejesus out of me as a kid, and it was not an actual visual image. It was the sound. It was basically this reoccurring sound, and it was almost like the sound of dripping water, but it kept getting louder and louder and louder until it was just pounding through your eardrums. And then I would wake up and I'd go back to sleep and it would happen again. And it only happened one night, but it was like the worst. And because there was no sound, it was just darkness. And that I think was probably the most frightening. And then the ET dream.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, mine's really fucked up. So I had this dream when I was a kid. I used to be terrified of Chucky. It was like, to me, that was like the scariest kind of, obviously I laugh now, but when I was a kid, I was terrified. And I used to have this dream where I would walk down an endless staircase, and there's in the second Chucky, he killed the stepdad when he was walking down the stairs, he put the hook in and killed him. Yep. Well, in my dream, I would constantly be having my Achilles slit, and I would stumble down the stairs, and when I get back up, he'd do it again. Wow. And it would go on and on and on. So it was pretty fucked up.
Crazy.
That's
painful. I as a child, I had my Achilles tendon cut to a point where it was like a couple millimeters away from actually cutting the Achilles tendon. So point where I may not have been able to walk. And it was because I was stepping out of the door after school and someone came out really fast behind me and pushed the door open. And the way you had to step down, there was a little bit of clearance, but my foot was bent forward and the door sliced up onto my foot and
Oh,
pinned
puts
under the
chills
door.
right down
Yeah,
my spine.
it was crazy.
That's brutal. What superpower would you pick?
Oh, you know what? I've always been sorry, I had to read my was your bed wet because if it wasn't water, you heard. Yeah, no, it was. And you know, the funny thing is, I actually did have a water bed when I was a kid, so it was at
Yeah.
that same point.
Mike probably broke in and pissed in your bed and landed on you for
Yeah,
years. You're
superpower. So I have always thought about the superpower, and I have decided on super speed like the Flash.
Okay,
And
that's
I
a
have
good
lot of
one.
reasons behind that, though.
All right, you want to
Because
explain?
essentially, the Flash is probably the most powerful superhuman or metahuman in the universe, and he's totally underrated. But he runs super fast, so you can get basically anywhere in no time. He's got a high metabolism, so you can eat whatever the fuck you want, and lots of it and it just burns right off. He can basically phase through objects by vibrating his body. So now you can walk through things. He can run so fast to the point where he basically breaks that speed barrier, goes back in time. So he does time travel going forward and back in time. And then the other thing is he's like the one of the few superhumans to ever knock Superman out by basically spinning around the world so many times and then hitting him with that accelerated velocity and the centrifugal force and like blew him into the outer space. So
Nice.
yeah.
See, I would pick the only power that would work against you and Superman, and that would be I would take psychic powers, like the full gamut, like telekinesis, mind reading, influencing. I would take the whole gambit. So
Okay. Yeah.
I think it would just be, dude, even if it's just like to pull the remote to me.
Right.
When I
that laziness of remember we were talking with Alex.
Alex
Pluto of trying to move the remote with your mind and
exactly.
Yeah, 100%. I do like that one.
And that was the only thing. Like Superman was weak against psychic and magic, right? Those were his only two weak. Well, obviously kryptonite, but
yeah, kryptonite and red kryptonite. He's also red sun. Like if so he's solar powered, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yellow sun gives him powers. Red sun takes him away.
Yeah.
Earliest childhood memory.
This is a tricky one for me because I was in an accident and lost a lot of my childhood memories. But I think the earliest one I had was basically escaping my playpen on a regular basis and trying to teach my cousin how to do it.
That's like I'm pretty sure that's just the show Rugrats, but that's cool, man. I mean, if you
that's someone else. Yeah.
No, that's awesome, man.
What about you?
I have two. I can't remember which one came first, but I remember them very vividly. One was my parents gave me the snow globe. Oh God, man, I must have been 2 or 3, and I used to always have it with me. And one day I was driving my die-cast dinky car over it, and I broke it. And I remember just being like so distraught over it. Like I just remember like crying for like an entire day.
You ruined
so I know I ruined my present. And then another one, it's really vivid. It was like my birthday party, and I just remember my mom pulling me in a wagon.
Yeah.
And and I just remember like I could feel the sun like on my face. Like that's all I remember, like just warmth.
Oh, okay.
And she was pulling me in a wagon. Yeah. Those are the two that stick out for me.
Yeah. I remember catching my penis in my zipper when I was a kid.
How'd you get the Frank above the bean?
Right, exactly. No, it wasn't that bad, but it was definitely traumatic.
Oh yeah, that would do it.
Yeah.
Right. What makes you the happiest?
I think for me it's spending time with friends and family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, for me it's
a good thing for me.
It's the same. I think for me, it's weird. there's a, I don't think I'm ever happier when I feel proud. And to explain that, it's like, um, when, for instance, so my son Justin, my kids are polar opposites, right? One's very analytical and one's, he's very witty, and then Justin is kind of the opposite. He's very non-analytical. He's very kind and caring and emotional.
The emotional child, yeah.
Yeah, and so the other day Justin got dropped off. He went to his friend's house for a bit, and he got dropped off, and the mother and the kid walked him to the door, and Justin came in and said he had fun, and before the mother and the kid left, he comes out and he just hands the kid a sucker and a Tootsie Pop, and he's like, "Here, this is for the road," right? And it's just like those little moments like that where you're like, okay, I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
That makes me the happiest. There's just literally just some type of overwhelming joy that hits you that you're just like, okay, right? Like they're going to be fine.
Good. That's kind of like the epitome of things, right? Like when you know you're succeeding as a parent. Your kids are kind and doing the right thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. And that just, I don't know, just overwhelming joy.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's cool. That's cool.
What foreign language would you most like to learn?
For my career, French. But if not, I think I would like to learn Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think it's the language of the future.
Yeah, no, that's great. For me, honestly, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Career French would be an asset in Canada.
Yeah.
But I've always thought Spanish was a beautiful language.
Yeah, I feel like if you're in French though, you're almost partially all the way to the Spanish, right? You're like halfway there.
Maybe I'll just learn to roll my R's and I'll just pretend I'm speaking broken English. And just be close enough.
No.
No, okay. Rosetta Stone it is.
Yeah. All right. What else you
got? What decade would you most like to live in?
I think I've mentioned this on a past show. I think I would like to go back to like 40s, 50s. Just something about that. The music was romantic. The outfits that people were sharp. Men wear suits and hats, and I don't know. Like I feel like it was a very kind of exciting time, and there's something about it that's alluring to me.
Cool. Mine would be 80s, man. 80s rock all the way.
Yeah.
Going to an REO Speedwagon concert. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would just be my jam. The rocker hair, the jean jackets, you know what I mean? Just the whole shebang to me seems really exciting, and so I think that would be mine.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
So, first movie that made you cry?
Ooh. That's a really hard one for me. I'm not really sure. I know Disney always has an amazing way of pulling your heartstrings and bringing tears. And maybe I think it's Lion King. I think that was the first one. Again, because of like young memory problems, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was that one.
Hey man, Lion King was mine.
Yeah.
It
was good. Yeah.
Actually, that's a lie. I think it was Bambi. Seriously, because we always were watching Disney movies, and I remember crying over Bambi, and Bambi came out much earlier. So I think it was Bambi, but Lion King definitely got me for sure.
Yeah.
Do you believe in aliens?
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
We had Soviets and AIDS.
Yeah. Mike says
that's the best answer.
Apparently he's saying the 80s weren't all that great. I totally believe in aliens. I don't necessarily know that they're here. I don't necessarily know if they're picking people up and probing them. But I definitely feel like I think there's a jet going over top right now. No, it's one of the Hercs.
It's an alien.
Exactly. Oh shit! I've angered them. Now that I've made the fact that I'm aware of their existence coming for me. No, but I do believe that we there's no way we can be the only forms of sentient life in this galaxy, or even in any other galaxy. Like there's got to be something else. It may not be humanoid. It could be gaseous. It could be like something that's subterranean. But there's no way we're the only thing out there. What about you?
No, I'm of the same opinion. I mean, they say that there's a galaxy for every grain of sand on the planet. So, you know, a million, gazillion, bajillion galaxies. There's got to be something out there.
Yeah.
So
Apparently,
it's just
they're coming for your hair-free ass.
That's what they.
Diane was Old Yeller.
Ah,
Yeah, a lot of people.
hey, that one will do it.
Yeah, when you got to put that dog down. When it's anything dog related, right?
Oh, dude, Marley and Me was
Marley
like.
and Me is your cry movie. Yeah,
that is my cry movie, man. That's it gets me in the feels.
Yeah, you even well up sometimes just talking about it.
Yeah, I don't want to do it.
But like you can see the eyes start getting a little moist.
It is a sad movie.
Yeah.
How would you spend $100 million doll hairs?
Lavishly.
No. Yeah.
Well, you know, I would make sure that you know, all my family's taken care of. That's like my first and foremost. I think I would get some property where I can retire and be comfortable, and I would do some investing, and then I would put a lot back into some people that need it. You know, like it's the unfortunate thing is when you win that much money, you've got or make that much money, you've got a lot of people that suddenly appear at the woodworks. But there are a lot of needy charities out there. There's a lot of people that are in desperate need, and I think I would like to try to put it into something that would help other people, especially meals and food for needy children.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
10 million right off the top would go to charity. There's no way I'm going to spend. I mean, we'll see what's left after, but I don't even think I could spend 90 million. And
your wife can.
That's like 6 purses,
right? You upgrade your computer, and she goes out and gets purses.
That's so true.
Yeah.
No, you know what, man? I've always liked to host, so I would want to have. Honestly, I would get together with you guys, and I would say, if you could have one room in a house, how would you make it? And then I would take all of those ideas and I would build a mansion, and each of my friends would have their own unique room that they helped design, that they and we'd take turns hanging in that room.
That's cool.
As every week, you know what I mean? Or as often as we get together, it's like, no, we're doing Tony's room this week, or hey, we're going to do Andrew's room, or you know what I mean? Yeah. So I've always thought that would be a cool idea. Yeah. And and then everyone I know, like distant relatives, everyone I know would be getting just a little bit of cash in the mail. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would always, anywhere I go, rounds on me. I would totally live that life where it's like, you know what I mean?
The treater, right? You take people out.
Yeah.
We'll go out for dinner. No, this one's on me. And
yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then make sure that, you know, my descendants have a future. And that's kind of how I would spend it. So
yeah, sure. You know, it's really funny. The when you were mentioning the everybody has their own special room, when I build a house, let me tell you, the first thing I have is a secret room. And it's not some weird secret torture room or sex room or thing that people do. It's like just like your man cave, but it's, you know, like you pull the wall sconce or the book and you I just have always wanted one, and that would happen. There would be no excuse when I have $100 million not to be able to finally make that happen.
Cool.
And of course, I would always like to do. There's 2 theme places I would like to go to. One of them is apparently there's a hotel that is built solely for Star Wars people, where every floor, every room, everything looks like it's based off of Star Wars, and you can walk around and everything is, you know, you can have lightsaber battles and all this. I think it'd be great for taking the kids. And the other one, and I think I remember we talked about it at one point, is that that gaming hotel that you go to, that it's like they've got top the line rigs in all the rooms for gaming.
Yeah.
Social areas are game related and stuff. And that would be 2 things I would have to do.
That'd be cool. Like a big like arena that we could do like VR, like, you know, those omnidirectional treadmills, and you can throw the headset on and it's like you're actually in there. That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, like the full thing for walking around with VR. It just that whole experience would be really cool too.
Yeah, that would be a blast.
Yeah.
What exotic animal would you domesticate?
I think I would go with either a sloth or a koala bear.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'd go with a capuchin.
Which one's the capuchin?
Monkey. Little smart monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you can teach it to use the toilet.
Yeah, but a lot of people put diapers on them.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't done research into this. Whatever.
Right? Yeah, you've been thinking about this a lot, right? Producer Canman from Canman 1000 or no 10,000 from Twitch.
Yeah, that's my buddy Chris.
Oh, right on. Hey, Chris.
So, what's your biggest pet peeve? Gets on your nerves?
Ooh, so this one happens a lot. I really, really despise when people are walking down the shopping aisle with their cart and they just stop in the middle.
Yeah, actually, I remember on an episode you talking about this a little bit.
So there was one of the other celebrities that hated that, and I'm like, yeah, it really gets on my nerves when you have to wait for someone. When this is like a shopping aisles. It's like driving rules. You stick to your side if you're going down one side, and even now with arrows, you've got the whole thing to yourself, right? Like you've got two sides you can park your cart on. But it used to be like left and right. But yeah, people who just stop right in the middle, man, I just want to kick their cart so it goes flying down. I like internally, I'm raging out. Or like,
do you remember what mine was when we talked about this?
I don't. No.
Mine is when people fucking park on the street when they have a wide open driveway.
Oh,
and like it fucks up road hockey and
horrible for that.
Oh my God, man, it drives me bonkers.
Neighborhood, yeah.
And I've watched accidents happen in my neighborhood because of it.
That's crazy.
So
that's absolutely
anyways.
crazy. Yeah.
Dude, it's anyways. I don't even want to get into it. It gets me so fired up. What's the last thing that you did just for yourself?
This podcast. This
nice.
is kind of my time. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what's the last thing? You know what? Today I had to mail a package and I decided to ride my bike there instead of take the car. Yeah. And it was like 3K and I did it and my legs hurt and I was like, hey, this was worth it.
Good for you. Good for you, man. Yeah. Cool.
We'll skip that one because it's too cliche. Oh, what do you do when you can't fall asleep?
Masturbate. no, I read.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm a phone scroller. That's mine.
Yeah. There are a few little games I get hooked into that I do try. But reading is something that definitely gets me tired. I think it's just that eye movement back and forth, and eventually I'm just like, my eyes are getting dry. It's the perfect time to close them. So
hey man, jokes aside, masturbation usually does the trick.
You definitely, yeah, having that definitely gives you that sense of calmness. So
yeah, except sometimes I have this opposite effect where it's like I get all pumped up, like I'm ready to like yeah, I don't know, it's weird. I get a rush of energy.
I'm going downstairs to game.
Oh yeah. Why is the vacuum on? It's 1 a.m. No reason.
No reason, man. Yeah.
Right. What activity makes you totally lose track of time?
This podcast. and playing video games.
Yeah, same here. Bang on for my two.
Do it often on the video games, but it totally makes me lose track of time.
Yeah, those are the two for me too. Bang on.
Cool.
What's the best thing you've ever eaten?
Ooh, I have there's a whole list of things out there that I love. I think the first time I ever had curry with my friend Chris White was the best situation because it was a little bit of different of everything's. And then the other one is a good old Bubba's Poutine in Kingston.
Yeah.
That is, it cannot be replicated. It is fantastic.
Mine is so far. I would say baseball steak from the keg. I don't know. It's just they can't cook it any more than medium rare because it's so thick.
Yeah.
It's perfect size, perfect texture when it's done right.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of garlic butter and mashed potatoes. That for me is just my jam.
You know what? It's true. A good old steak. I was at a Ruth Chris last week, and I don't know if you've ever been there, but you literally pay for your steak, and then you have to pay for all your sides.
Yeah, man. When you can cut a steak with a butter knife, it's a good fucking steak.
And that's what it was, right? It was the best steak. So there is. it's almost in a class of its own when it comes to steak. Steak is one of its things that I don't generally put that into categories of the best thing, because it will always be the best. Like to have a good old steak and a fully loaded potato or a twice baked potato or something. Yes.
So good. Yeah, man. That's awesome. Have you ever had a crush on a fictional character? You know mine.
Way too many. Way too many. Yes.
Mine's Kelly Kapowski.
Miss Frizzle.
Yeah, and Miss Frizzle. Yeah. I wasn't going straight to the frizz, man. She's my pocket.
Go for the frizz.
She's my dirty little secret.
I still laugh at that too. Oh my god! I think.
And Tony, the most important question of all: what's your favorite podcast that you've been on in the last 12 hours?
This one, of course.
Yeah. Good answer.
Yeah. Apparently, things that get on my nerves. His dumbass brother's comments for his podcast. No.
Yeah, they do the opposite for me. So
yeah. No, they always bring good fun. Yeah. Other than that, as always, we thank everybody for who's tuned in and said hi, or at least posted a comment. We super love that. We've got a few exciting things coming up a little bit later this month, as well as I wanted people to really be aware and watch the site, because we've got a live show coming up where our special guest is going to be Matty G. Yeah. So everybody who doesn't know Matt very well, we're going to do a little Matt expose and talk about some amazing things that Matt does that nobody knows about, because he kind of keeps it all secret. But this boy genius is a real creative miracle worker, and I really want to showcase this so people get to know Matty a little bit more.
Oh, you're too kind. Thanks, buddy.
It'll be fun. So I want people to tune in. I want people to listen to what's going to go on, because it's going to be a fantastic episode.
Plus, sweet, man.
We got some more celebrities coming up, so stay tuned.
All right, buddy. Have a great night, and we'll catch up next week.
That's right. And everybody else out there in viewer land, please share, like, and let people know about this. Who knows? Maybe the new year will bring more fun and contests. I think we're gonna have to do a contest.
Yeah, let's do it. I love the comments too. Keep the comments coming, guys. Thank you so much.
Exactly, right. I think it will be. I love the comments. I love people being interactive. Good night, Diane. Thanks for coming. And keep it coming. Keep coming back to the show. We love it. If you keep coming, we'll keep doing this.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Excellent.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.
Take care, Matty.